Good afternoon from Francois Peron National Park. So a few days ago, we've left Dirk Hartog Island where we had an amazing time. We then checked out the little town of Denham where we resupplied on food and fuel and all the essentials to carry on our trip. And here we are exploring the national park with, again, no deadlines anymore. No, we don't make bookings. We don't like to have like a strict timeline to follow or anything like that. The only two times we had to do that so far were to get a badge to the island and as well for Tassie a few months ago. So it's good to now be like free and be exploring without any time in mind. So right now we just had lunch and we're gonna go for a snorkel. Conditions are perfect. It may not be great for spearfishing, but I'm still keen to jump in the water and see how it looks like down there. Well, so yesterday I vlogged just before going for a snorkel with Chris. The visibility was so bad. We couldn't see like a meter or two just in front of us. There was a couple of other sparrows that actually told us afterwards that there was a shark nearby. So Chris has a really good instinct. We kind of like left the waters quite fast after jumping in because it was just not worth it. So we changed location afterwards and ended up towards the Gregory's Bay, which is much more still. like a little bay and like some reef in the distance. Chris went for a spare this morning. Again, not the greatest visibility, a tiny bit better. I took the drone over him just to try to spot some fish or maybe a shark, and I ended up spotting some dolphins. So that was a really nice surprise and start of the day. Now we're going to check out the west coast of Francois Peron National Park, and we'll take you along. Going for the mangroves along the ocean. Luckily, we are not in Crocs territory.
Yeah. Awesome.
So Chris just spotted a shark just right on the shore. We can't really see it with a GoPro. So we're gonna try to get the drone to spot him. Hard to tell what size it was.
That was so cool. I've really wanted for a long time now, since we've been in WA, to be able to film a shark with the drone, just a lone shark cruising along. That was the moment, which is wicked. It wasn't very big. I lay down just then when I brought the drone in to try and work out the scale, and I think those sharks were about 1.8 meters, so like roughly around my height. I'm 1.87, it must have been very close to that. There'll be bigger ones out there, but I think there's just a few young ones cruising the shallows. So I'm very keen to go in for a swim. First, we're going to walk out to an amazing sandbar out here. We've parked the General over in some mangroves, and these are the first mangroves we've seen in Western Australia, so it's a very different kind of a terrain. But yeah, pretty sick. We'll probably spend the night here, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
I wasn't in the mood to do a vlog here because we're just done Dirk and we've got a bit of editing and stuff to do. I was keen just to give it a break, but this is blowing my expectations away. It's way cooler than I thought it would be. So here we are.
Now I'm just gonna make dinner. We still have so much fish left over from Dirk Hartog, so Chris already kind of like checked them into some different bags. Tonight we're defrosting the mackerel. It's surprisingly my favorite fish at the moment. We're making fish tacos with them and it is delicious, so that's the dinner for tonight. And this is the finishing results.
All right. One of many bags of that shark mackerel that we've frozen now. But it's such a good tasting fish and so much meat. We must have maybe at least 6 bags, like Ziploc bags of that mackerel. But it tastes really good. It's a bit kind of fishy, but in a nice oily way, like you would imagine. So it tastes really good with stuff like this. Hopefully one day I can get a Spanish mackerel. Apparently that tastes even better.
Good morning. Getting coffee. The sad news today, we don't have any ginger nut biscuits anymore. So that, like, basically since the beginning of our trip, we've been having them every single morning. They're part of our routine. But unfortunately we didn't restock when we went Denham. So today will be our first day without them. But it's okay, we'll buy some tomorrow. This is where we spent the night. The sun just went up, so now the cliffs are getting really red. Looks beautiful here. It was a really peaceful night of sleep. So now we're just gonna watch sunrise and get breakfast.
Bay area and come through Carnarvon. Carnarvon's a pretty cool little town. It's starting to become a lot more tropical, so we're getting cockatoos back and palm trees and stuff. Really neat little town. So we spent a couple of days there, mainly restocking on fuel and food, and I also ordered a few bits and pieces that we needed, and then we're having that sent up to Coral Bay where we'll drive through and meet there.
So now we're heading towards the Quobba blowholes, and we'll spend a couple of days in the area. There's the Red Bluff, the Gnaraloo Station, so we can't wait to see what the coastline is like. We're not too sure yet in terms of spearfishing, but we'll try to find a cool spot to settle in. And after a very long drive, we made it all the way up to Gnaraloo Station.
Pretty cool.
So we've had couple of issues actually recently with our gas bottle with the corrugation. It kind of like slips a little bit.
It keeps falling down. It's got a safety that catches it, but it keeps happening. It's kind of frustrating. Didn't used to.
Yeah, so we're keeping an eye on it every time we kind of like go in some kind of roads like this. Check out this spot. So usually what we do when we arrive in somewhere new, we park the car and we just go for a little walk so that we don't just go with the car and we have no idea where we're actually heading to. This is just right by the bay. It's absolutely stunning. It's so hot today. We're definitely gonna go for a swim.
It's rocks. Morning guys, we are at Gnaraloo Bay. A lot of it's a marine reserve apart from these yellow posts signify where it's not, going that direction. So we've parked ourselves here. I'm just gonna go straight out. The bay looks awesome, looks like there's heaps of reef. Hopefully there'll be some fish out there. Leaving my fins on too soon.
Hello.
Ah! Help. Help, help.
Wow, that was quick.
1 minute in, little mullet. There's a school of them, so I'll try and get some more. They taste pretty good.
Stay tuned for episode 27 dropping next week, where we take you along our adventures in Warroora Station.